Welkom bij de leiderschapspodcast van City Life Church. Dit is Leadership Talks.
Hey, welcome terug. Welcome back to our Leadership Talks, our next episode. It's great to have you again. And I do have a very special guest this time. It's not the first time. We've done this before. 2 years ago, we had a leadership conference, and Pastor Jeffrey did the Leadership Talks. Now, 2 years later, we are at the Leadership Conference again, 2024. I'm going to talk with Pastor Jeffrey Rachmat again. And as you probably know, he has a very big church in Jakarta, Indonesia, with 3 locations. And all locations are way above 3,000 people, and all locations have different services. It's big. Not only that, his church has a lot of influence in all kind of spheres in the society. And actually, he travels all over the world to help churches, help pastors, help business people. He has a big life. And I am very, very thankful that he is here with us this weekend. And we can have a chat again. Welcome, Pastor Jeffrey. Happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm doing very, very good.
Very good. Can we ask a little bit? It's a new season for you.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe you want to share briefly.
I started a church on my church, our church, Jakarta Praise Community Church, better known as JPCC. We started on the 4th of July, 1999, and last October, the 20th of October to be precise, I handed over my role as a senior pastor to my colleague, Pastor Jose Carroll. And now I'm officially jobless. And that's a new season of my life. And I want to do it for all the right reasons. And praise the Lord that we can do that without any incident or whatsoever. And the church received it well, and they were looking forward for the next phase of our church. And I did it also thinking for the health of our church and how can we make progress for the futures to come.
Yeah. And I'm sure you have still a dream and a vision. What are you going to do now? You're not jobless, you're full of vision. Tell us a little bit. What's the idea?
Well, the idea is for me to help, like you said, help leaders, raise leaders, equip leaders, empower leaders, whether they are church leaders or business leaders. And then the other thing is to help their marriages, because I'm passionate about marriage life, and I think as the believers of Jesus Christ, we need to be good in showcasing marriage, because marriage is the blueprint between the relationship of God the Father and His church. Between Jesus and His church.
Yeah. The blueprint. You said earlier from Adam, it started with a marriage. It ends with a marriage in Revelation. So I know it's a big thing for you, marriage and helping people. Can you give just a few, 1 or 2 tips to what is important, what helps, what?
Well, marriage is very central because, like I said, our Bible opens with marriage relationship between Adam and Eve, and then ended with also marriage between Jesus and His church. And the first miracle that Jesus did in Cana is also in a wedding. So marriage has been central in our Bible, and it's a blueprint between the relationship of God and His church. So if you have the blueprint, even though you don't have the building yet, you can imagine how the building will look like.
Yeah.
But if the blueprint is ruined, then you cannot imagine how the building will look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why from the beginning there's an attack to marriage, because if the blueprint is ruined, then the people cannot see the relationship between God and His church, between God and us.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that if we do well in our marriage as a blueprint, then our children and everyone around us who witness our marriage will not have any difficulties in imagining God's love towards them and how the relationship between them and God the Father.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. If I may ask, a few years ago we were in a big church in London, meeting more than 8,000 people, young people mainly. 80% was single, praying to find a partner. And I was like, look around. Every service had more than 2,000 people attending, mostly young, and they're all praying for a partner. I don't know. We did not prepare this. That's what I love about this. I do not prepare questions because I want this to be a talk. Why is it so? There's so many people single. There's so many people. What can you? I don't know if you have any tips. What is happening?
I think it's back to what I just said, because there is not many marriages that works. So young people especially, they don't want to get into marriage relationship that they know will not work. So they need an example how marriage should work. So this is, I think, the responsibility of us as church to showcasing to all the young people that marriage still God's best ideas, that marriage still work, so that they don't have to be afraid of making any commitment. Why a lot of people are still single? Mainly because they don't want to make a mistake, and they want to make sure. But at the same time, you know that it takes faith to get married.
Yeah.
And it takes faith to make it work.
Yeah.
And a lot of them thinking that if I get the right person, everything will be smooth.
Yeah.
That I don't have to do anything. But there is nothing automatic when it comes to marriage. It's all work. Still marriage, and we're still working after 26 years of marriage, because there's nothing automatic when it comes to marriage.
Yeah.
So instead of looking for the right person, I think it is better for us to be the right person.
Yeah.
Because like attracts like. So if we become the right person, then we will attract the right person. Instead of we are looking for the right person, but we are not the right person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of looking for the right person, be the right person first.
Yeah.
Then everything will start from there. But it doesn't mean that everything will, go automatically.
Yeah.
Because love is a verb. It's not a noun. So if you love, then you have to work hard to keep that love.
Yeah.
So it's all working.
Yeah.
But if you work it, you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you can make it work. So it's not just hanging on, but you can actually enjoy.
Yeah.
So if all of us as believers having great marriages, then we have all these young people who are still single. They have lots of examples of great marriages,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that they hopefully want to get married,
Yeah.
because they see a lot of people who actually enjoy marriages
Yeah.
instead of just hanging on.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. 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 I know you as a church, you do beautiful things for the couples. You have a retreat. It's coming up in next month, I think. Quite amazing. Can you tell a little bit the retreat that you're going to do with your leaders?
Yeah, we live in a big city, Jakarta. Everything is fast, routine, and a lot of people, they don't have the time. It's hard for them to find the time to get intimate, to have a date time with their spouse. So I realized this. So I thought, why don't we just having like a marriage retreat? But the goal is not to teach them per se with all the marriage principles and all the teaching about marriage, but the goal is for them to have their time alone with their spouse, to have a relaxing time, to get intimate, to find the joy again of being together with your spouse. So I forbid them to bring their kids.
No kids allowed.
No
Yeah.
kids allowed.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the teaching is always the additional items that we bring. But the setting of that retreat is for marriage couple to be able to find their intimacy, their joy, and they can be with one another.
Yeah. Yeah. And you provide that for your leaders.
So if you're leaders in our church, still you have to pay, but we subsidize the whole, the great deal of it. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's fantastic.
Because I believe that you should learn to invest in your own marriage. So everything, if you're leaders in our church, almost everything is free for you. What I mean, if you want to follow any programs or attend any seminars and everything, you don't have to pay. Except when it comes to marriage. You still have to pay.
Yeah.
Because I want them to learn to invest in their own marriage.
Yeah.
Even we, as leaders, we all pay because we want to be an example.
Yeah.
That you need to invest to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to zoom in a little bit on building teams, building leadership teams, and then probably a bit of mentoring. I think you have a lot of experience and a lot of good fruit in building teams. So there are pastors and leaders here at the conference. Building your core team it's one of the most important things I think we do as a pastor, but it's not always easy. We probably have been talking about this before, but it's so important, so essential for everyone. So suppose you have this church of 100 or 200 or something. What would you tell to the pastors, to the team, how to build? What is important?
What is important, first of all, to have vision and to communicate that vision over and over and over again. Because you cannot assume that they will get it the very first time. And you need to explain what you see ahead. And that is really, really important, especially before anyone joins. You know, if you travel using bus, train, or aeroplane, you know, the captain will be speaking before they go, this is your captain speaking. We were going to a certain destination. And why they're doing that? Because they don't want you to be in the wrong plane or in the wrong train.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the importance of communicating your vision. But church is mostly different because they includes everyone, you know, and then after everyone is included, then you start to communicating your vision. But when you communicating your vision, you don't give them freedom to live, because you want them to be with you. And that's something that is funny to me. Because if you want to go to, let's say, if you're the driver and your bus is going to Brussels, all right, and you never communicating your destination, and you ask everyone to come in your bus so that your bus will be full. But in your bus, not everyone's going to Brussels. There are people who wants to go to Eindhoven, there are people who wants to go to Groningen, and all of the other cities. And when you start, then you start to communicating. Hey, by the way, welcome to my bus, but just to let you know, I'm going to Brussels. What do you expect? The one that wants to go to other city will respond, will react. I want to go out. I don't want to go there. But as a driver, he said, no, you cannot go out because we already started. You have to stay. Then you will have chaos in your bus. You will have chaos in your bus. And these people will always make it difficult because they want to get out. They want to be in other
Somewhere
directions.
else.
And that's what happened to many of churches. I think it's good for churches to communicating their vision every time. So we did that every January and every July for probably the first 15 years of our church life. So that people who wants to join understand where we're going. So they can make a decision whether they want to go in or they want to stay out. And at the same time, I want the people who already in to remember where we are going. And the result by doing that is that we never have any, it's very little chaos in our bus because everyone understands that this bus is going to that direction. So I think vision is the number one thing that you need to always communicating so that people will understand. And well, of course, they still can come and get to know the Lord, you know, and get saved. But to be planted, to be a part of the team, you know what I mean? To be in it, the core leader, they have to know exactly what the leaders is going.
Beautiful. Very good.
I don't know whether it's the answer that you wants to hear, but that's what we experience, and that's what we are doing. So that everybody is agree on one thing. That if I'm planted, if I want to be a volunteer in this church, if I want to give my life to this church, I know exactly where this church is going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good. Yeah. And then you see, because I think there are quite some locations that I know of. They're still building, in the process of building, and communicating the vision, and also becoming a team, like a team dynamic, and the different colors, the different characters, the different.
Well, I've always, I like what Bill Hybels, always says. Look for the 3 C's, competency, character, and chemistry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Competency you can train, but character is, for me is the number one that you have to look for.
yeah, yeah,
But also chemistry is also something that is what blend you together as a team.
yeah,
You need chemistry one to another.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think until now is that 3 C's is something that we always look for a guidance
Yeah.
for people to join to our team.
Have you had moments that the character is okay, they're competent, but the chemistry somehow is a challenge? Have you ever been? I guess.
You can work. If you want to work together, you have to have a chemistry.
Yeah.
So if you only have character and competence, but you don't have the chemistry,
Mhm.
it's hard.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for that person, and also I feel sorry for the team at the same time.
Mhm.
So before we hurt each other, it's better for that person not to join.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been there, that you had to. Yeah. It did not work, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't know the heart of the people. We don't know their motive. We don't know what was behind. What's the motivation behind that they want to join?
Yeah.
So that's why we need time. Time is our best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time will
Yeah.
reveals at the end
Yeah.
whether we can work together or not. So
What
there's
would you-
always probation time before they actually can be the can join the team.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know you lived in the Netherlands, you lived in Delft, you studied in Delft, you speak Dutch, you understand us, you understand our culture a little bit. Can I zoom in even a step further in very practical? So I am building, our church is like 150. I am working hard at building a team. What would be important? The frequency. What does that look like? People are busy. They have jobs, and they have, and also you have the dream to build something beautiful. That tension. How do you? What would you do? You know our country a little bit. What would you do? How many? What the frequency? What would you do in a team meeting?
I think people are human are the same everywhere. Only the custom, the culture that make us different. But we still long for acceptance. We are still we are longing for love, approval. We are longing for identity, just like just now the testimony that we just heard. It's all the same. But to build a team, I think first of all, we as the leader, for example, I'm the leader of the team. If I want to work together with others, I cannot do everything by myself. I need to learn to delegate. I need to learn to trust others.
Yeah.
And trust is the very foundation of every relationship.
Mm.
So when trust is absent, then you cannot work together. So learn to trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the basic of,
Yeah.
Building teams. Learn to care for one another. And that's also very important in building teams. Learns to back up each other. That's also important in building a team.
To back up each other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have to fill the role of someone else that might be has to go to do something emergency, and I have to fill in the place for him or for her. But I have to do it because we are a team.
Yeah.
So teamwork is critical. Not to think about yourself, but if you think about yourself, then it's hard for you to build a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you want to build a team, you need trust, and you need to be able to work with one another.
Yeah.
And to do that, you cannot think of yourself.
Trust is a big thing in
Trust
building the team.
is the very foundational.
What helps to build the trust? So still the picture, we have like 150 people in church. My core team is forming. And it's all building. Church is always building, but and then you start all good, usually. Everyone has vision, enthusiastic, excited. Yes, let's believe the Lord. Let's have great dreams. And then you're like a year down the road or so, and then things start to, like any relationship, like even in a marriage, you're all in love, and then you're married a few months or a few years down the road. You think, wow, this is not what I expected. So one of the things then is trust. What helps to build it or to
Well, trust is extend to the level of truth. So when there is no truth, then it's hard for you to trust. You know what I mean? So when you want to have good relationship with one another, truth has to be the basic. You have to be open one to another. You have to tell the truth.
You mean like transparency, the
Yeah.
truth about what
Yeah.
you experience?
Yes. Because when truth is absent, then trust is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to be transparent one to another. We need to learn to speak truth with love. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes we want to be truthful, but we forget about the love part.
Yeah.
We want to speak truth in love.
Yeah.
And that's how you build relationship.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
with our spouse.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot agree on everything, but it's okay for you to be transparent.
Yeah.
But do it with love. Say it with love.
Yeah.
And love will cover all.
Yeah. Should the team leader also be the mentor of, like, one-on-one of his people in the team?
It depends, because Jesus told us about different kind of soil. Remember? I think the last time I was here, I teach about that we need to be student of soil.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't know the condition, the heart condition of everyone. We can only find out if we learn and study about them. So as leaders, we need to study about our team members. Which one is the good soil that when we sow a seed of ideas, he runs with it immediately and then producing a lot of fruits. But there are also people who, when we sow seeds of ideas, they will run for quite a bit, but then they give up. Then you will know when you work together with people, then you will notice this one is a rock. This one is just it's not a good soil. but this one is good soil for me.
Yeah.
So when you notice that, every time you have an idea, you don't go to the wrong person, you go to the good soil.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it takes time to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes time to discover, you mean?
It's time to discover. But how you discover it? By spending time with them.
Yeah.
By talking with them.
Also one-on-one, you mean?
One-on-one or in a group.
In the group, yeah.
But you always have to study.
Yeah.
Who bears fruit for you?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not enough if someone just says, I like your vision, I want to help you with your vision. That's good enough, but it's not the ultimate. Because if you come just to help, one day you'll be saying, well, I helped you already, but now I feel tired. I want to do something else.
Yeah.
So, yes, he can come and help me, but I will not counting on him 100%. Because I know that somewhere along the way, if he feel burdened, if he get tired, he will say, I helped you already. You know, I moved this to a better place, but now it's time for me to say goodbye.
Yeah.
But if someone said to me and come to me and say, I like your vision, and that's also my vision, then I can count on them.
Yeah.
Because if something happened to me, then he will continue on to carry on the vision, because we have the same vision.
Wow.
So it's not enough for him to just come and help build the vision or carry the vision. The vision has to be theirs.
Yeah.
Then we can work together for a long period of time.
That's a big key right there. That's a big key. That's a big key.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. So we have 3 more minutes. What would you say, last final thoughts on all this, mentoring your people, building the team? Any last?
I got a lot of people come to me, a lot of leaders come to me and wants me to be their mentors. But I always says, we need to have the same terminology. Because, like, if you go to a gym, you know, to fitness center, and you find yourself a PT, personal trainer, right? The personal trainer is the one who will make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Because he has a vision for you.
Yeah.
He wants you to cut down some of your fat here and there. He wants to make you look good in a few months from now.
Yeah.
So he has a vision for you. So when he said, I want you to do sit-ups and push-ups or weightlifting, then after you do it a couple of times, you said, oh, I cannot do it anymore. It's so hard, you know. He will not be happy with that. He's not the one who say, oh, okay, that's okay. You can do it some other time. No, he will say to you, no, don't stop. Do it again. Push. Yes, do it again. Lift again. I cannot do it anymore. No. Yes, you can do it. And that's personal trainer.
Yeah.
He will not make you comfortable until he get what he wants to see of you. So that's what I see mentorship.
Wow. Yeah.
So if someone come to me and said, I want you to be my mentor, I said, hey, let me talk. Let us, level the ground first.
Very good.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Because I will come and I will not make you easy.
Yeah.
Because I will say something, I will do something, that requires you, to do extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a guy who came up to me and said that he wants me to be my mentors, and we talked for about 3 hours. And I point some of the things that he needs to do, and that's the end of it. I never seen that guy
Never seen him again.
until now.
Yeah.
Never called, never seen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
So
I think that's
just understand the terminology.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the first thing that we need
wow.
to know.
Wow. Very good. Thank you, Pastor Jeffrey. Yeah. I really love this conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you again for investing a whole weekend with your wife and some others from your team here in The Hague and in the Netherlands, because you have different places you go. So we are very thankful for this. Wow, I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. We had some golden keys in this conversation again. Thank you very much, Pastor Jeffrey. So we do this every month, especially when I have a guest speaker, somebody that I really want to interview, talk with behind the cameras. So then I hope you enjoy the next episode soon. Thank you and God bless you.